Hey, welcome. Today, we are going to unlock a system for true mastery. And here's the thing. It's not about studying harder, it's about learning smarter. So let's dive right in. Really think about that for a second. From day one in school to our jobs right now, we're constantly given a list of what to learn. But the how? Well, that's usually left up to us to figure out. It feels like this universal struggle, but you know what? There's a much, much better way. And that is the real secret. The people who just seem to get it, the ones who pick up complex topics like it's nothing, they're not necessarily geniuses, they're just strategic. They have a system, a framework they can apply to pretty much anything. Let's break that system down right now, step by step. So, the foundation of this whole thing starts with 4 simple but essential questions. I want you to think of these as your learner's compass. It's what gives your journey direction and a real purpose, right from the get-go. Okay, question number 1. This is all about cutting through the noise. It forces you to ask, why should I even care about this? By figuring out what's essential for you to know and to do, you're connecting the material to your own goals. And believe me, that's a massive motivator. Look, without some way to measure your progress, you're basically just flying blind. This question is all about checking in with yourself. It makes you set your own milestones, which turns learning from this passive thing into an active journey where you are totally in the driver's seat. It's going to happen. You're going to hit a wall. Everybody does. The big difference is that effective learners have a game plan for when things get tough. They know exactly what they'll do when they get stuck, whether that's finding an expert, rereading something, or just trying a totally different angle. They don't panic. They pivot. But what about when you're crushing it, when you've got it down? Well, this is where real mastery kicks in. See, learning doesn't just stop at good enough. This question pushes you to go further. How can you use this idea in a new way? What's the next level up? This is how you really blow past expectations. Okay, so we have our why all sorted out with those compass questions. Now it's time to get into the how. We need the right set of tools to actually navigate the learning process. So let's open up the visual toolbox that makes it all happen. And here's your new toolkit. They're called thinking maps. Now, these are not just some random doodles or diagrams. They are 8 very specific visual tools, and each one is designed to mirror a fundamental way our brains already think. It's kind of like an engineer's toolkit, but for your mind. Each tool has a very specific job. And the perks of using these? They're huge. First, you get a consistent visual language to organize literally any idea. Second, your notes and your research suddenly become super clear and easy to read. But honestly, the most important thing is that these maps don't just store information. They actually fire up your brain to make totally new connections. All right, you ready? Let's crack open this toolbox and do a quick tour of the 8 maps inside. Remember, each one is tied to a different kind of thinking, a different cognitive process. Okay, here's the whole shebang laid out. Each map is built for a specific job. Let's run through them. First up, the circle map. This is your go-to for brainstorming or just defining something. Then, for describing qualities, with adjectives, you've got the bubble map. Need to compare and contrast 2 things? Easy. That's what the double bubble map is for. When you need to classify and group ideas, you'll use a tree map. Think of it for organization. To break something down into its physical parts, like the components of a bike, you'll grab the brace map. For showing steps in a process, a sequence of events, that's the flow map. To dig into cause and effect, the why and the what happened next, that's the multi-flow map. And finally, the really cool one, the bridge map. This one is for seeing analogies, for making connections between seemingly unrelated ideas. A unique tool for every single thought. So, we've got our compass and we've got our toolbox. Now for the final, most important piece of the puzzle, putting it all together to prove that you've actually achieved mastery. So, how do you show what you really know? Because, let's be real, true understanding is not about just spitting back facts you've memorized. It's about being able to pull information together, organize it in a logical way, and then show it visually. It's all about showing what you know, not just telling. And here is the actual blueprint for proving it. For any topic you're studying, the challenge is this: create all 8 thinking maps. You have to make sure each map uses the right thought process and has accurate information. And then, the final step is to just write a little bit about how doing all this actually changed how you understand the topic. This isn't just homework, it's proof that you didn't just passively consume information, you actively built your own knowledge. So there you have it. You've got the framework, that compass of 4 questions to guide you, and you've got the tools, those 8 visual maps to build deep, real understanding. The whole system is now yours. So the only question left is, what are you going to master first?